Robotiers, stand by.
Vector, with Alan Wilson, Philip Wilson, the brothers, and T2.
3, 2...
Good job the robot's got hair.
1.
They haven't.
Activate.
But the less-than-her-suit T2 team, look, immediately on the attack against Vector. And there's something wrong here with Vector right from the start. They're not moving at all smoothly. You can see the yellow lifting arm. Lifts, shreds, pokes, cuts hair, drives a car, works a computer. Does just about everything, that arm, except move. What's the matter with Vector here? Come on, boys. T2 doing all the work. Looks like a weird demonic drag racer. T2 on the attack. Slowly, though. What is the matter with Vector? You can see the exhaust. The engines are obviously working, but maybe not the brains of the drivers. Alan and Philip Wilson, come on, get Vector moving, because there's Matilda, look. And at the moment, T2's trying to shove Vector into the quarter patrol zone, and T2 very nearly in the pit. Oh, goodness me, what are they doing? Rolled over, gone belly up, and they've driven themselves into oblivion, T2. Oh, dear, look at this. Oh, look at that, T2 flushed down the loo. I wonder if they go through, because were Vector immobilised before T2 went down? I honestly don't know. They're in the pit. Now there's Vector getting some battle scars from the house robots. Well, it needs some scars. Oh, that's a scar, isn't it? So let's be honest, Vector didn't do anything. And I think that's key. You see, I think Vector was immobilised right from the start. Therefore, T2 should go through. Only in my opinion, it's gone to the judges, because T2 did all the work before driving itself stupidly into the pit.
Cease.
We'll go to the judges, but for me it's T2, even though it's in the pit. Gleaming eyes of T2. Looked confident here and on the attack, of course, and bullish. And you see there's no movement from Vector. Something's gone wrong with the engines, don't know. But it's not moving. This was, I'm afraid, Rupert, Chris and Ken, crass stupidity on your part, rolling over into the pits.
Despite going into the pit, the judges have given it to T2.
It's around beautifully. And then you're in the pit, and I thought, oh, I can't believe it, they're out in the first round. But no,
it's got a headache
on your side, and so were the judges.
It's the judges' decision, yeah, so that was good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it made sense, you know, because they were incapacitated 30 seconds before you even ended up.
Yeah, I should have took a bit more time, don't you think? Get a bit more control. Yeah. Whiz it around all over the place. Blowing, raging. Correction every time.
T for 2, 2 for T, through an Esprit, and next up Dark Destroyer and Sgt Meikle.
From Hampshire, the Dark Destroyer.
A blade powered by a mini starter motor provides the main punch, the steering provided by a car window motor, the main drive from a golf caddy, but with a turning circle of 5 feet, it's cumbersome.
My name is Bob Dark, I'm the team captain. This is Chris Dark, my son, the driver, and Neil Dark, my brother. This is our robot called the Dark Destroyer. Its main weapon and only weapon is this large blade from a lawnmower. A blade that goes around at a considerable speed and hopefully cuts things apart. All the steering and the driving is done by the front wheel, which is driven from golf trolley wheels.
From Coventry, Sgt Meikle.
A 13-strong team took 7 months to build this, the tallest and longest in the heat, with a 3mm thick aluminium shell and a punching, lifting, ramming weapon powered by carbon dioxide.
I'm Dean, this is Scott, and that's Andy, and this is our robot, Sgt Meikle. It's powered by two 12-volt wheelchair motors with a 12-volt dry cell battery inside. We have two main weapons. First is a pneumatic punch that comes in and out like so. Hopefully we're going to pierce the armament of any other robot. And then our other weapon is an axe with a dualium head. Hopefully we're going to rip the other armament on the other robot to shreds.
Robotiers, stand by.
Looks like a stealth bomber, Sgt Meikle. Dean, Scott and Andy. Attention, you lovely boys, you. And the Dark Destroyer
3,
with the Dark family. Robin, Chris
1.
and Neil.
Activate.
Look at that flailing blade, the rotor blade on the back of the Dark Destroyer. Ooh, you really wouldn't want to get in the way of that. And the axe blade on top of Sgt Meikle, intended to create mayhem, was nearly sliced and shredded itself. Look at that there, on the side of Sgt Meikle. The Dark Destroyer blade is already causing problems. Until it was stopped itself. Did you see that then? The blade was actually stopped. Almost like a lawnmower blade when it hits a tree stump. And again, look. Now that could be a problem later on if the Dark Destroyer survives this opening battle. Just being pushed towards the arena edge, slowly and surely, by Sgt Meikle, getting away. Coming in on the attack again. You see the blade stopping on the bodywork of Sgt Meikle. Aluminium shell, 3mm thick. So it obviously needs a run-up on the attack, the Dark Destroyer, to get any sort of penetrating, punishing power from that blade. It's all a little bit like a slow waltz at the moment. We need to up the beat, boys. We need a little bit of a disco beat on that arena floor. Two robots who look about as attractive as anything Matilda would pick up on the disco floor. In she comes. Meikle just trying to get some room to bring that axe blade down. Doesn't look greatly punishing, does it, the blade? Looks like a feather, really, on the end of an ostrich leg. And it's all a little bit tentative. Tight and tense. Oh, look at that! Was the blade on the Dark Destroyer folded there? Yes, it has been folded. You can see, compressed together. Damage sustained by the Dark Destroyer. And that'll count against it because it's gone to the judges now. Well, let's have a look at it again. You can see the axe blade on Sgt Meikle. There, the Dark Destroyer's rotor, showing 4 points to the cross, later to be compressed, but Meikle taking damage a little bit from Matilda. You can see gash marks on the side of Meikle as well. And for me, the Dark Destroyer just did enough.
It goes to Dark Destroyer. They go through to round 2.
We went in there and just kept on driving into him and cutting him to bits.
I wasn't very impressed with your weapon.
Why not?
As soon as anything got in the way, it just kind of stopped.
I kept on stopping it because I didn't want it to break.
We were expecting it to do serious damage, not just stop.
Look, you want to have a look?
All right, then. All right, then. Let's see the damage. Oh, you're all right. Yeah, you're not too downhearted. No. No, well, let's see that. I want to see what damage their flail did. This? Did it do that, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realise it was doing this damage.
And that was key. That's why the Dark Destroyer goes through. Next up, Gravedigger and Manic Mutant.
From Norwich, Gravedigger.
Spookily coffin-shaped with an hydraulic arm capable of raising any dead metal in its way. Expensive at nearly $2.5 grand. The shell's made of steel. Will its epitaph read triumphantly?
I'm Dave. This is Johnathan. And this is Gravedigger. The robot has got an arm that's worked off a 2-ton hydraulic ram and off pneumatic pressure. It runs on 2 1-horsepower electric motors, and it's going to shove the opposition right out the arena.
From Rugby, Manic Mutant.
It took a month to build, costing £256. The motors come from a forklift. The weapons include a lifting device and spinning disc at the back. The chassis and frame is from an old roof rack.
Hi, I'm Paul, team captain, and this is Chris, my helper here, and this is Manic Mutant. What we've got here is a lifting weapon that will lift 100 kg. Awesome.
Around the back we have a rotating spike to mince the opposition. It's 4-wheel drive, 4 driving motors with a stainless steel body shell, so we think it's in for a good chance.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here's Gravedigger then, with Johnathan Chaplin and Dave, with Moustache, and Manic Mutant. It's awesome.
3,
Paul Hunt and Christopher Shawcross. Martin Jones 2. Quickly on the attack, actually. Manic Mutant. Gravedigger just ponderously moves away. A little bit slow and sluggish at the start. Now we'll see the pushing power of Manic Mutant, and Gravedigger actually heaving back. Gravedigger, slightly the heavier, not much in it though. Just waiting for Manic Mutant to come forward. Now that could have been a suicidal move, but not much damage there, you see, from the front prongs on that lifting ram. And you can see then the lifting arm of Gravedigger. Oh, something! Manic Mutant up and over!
Cease.